Bonjour à tous et bienvenue à Journey to the Chateau.
Hi everyone and welcome again to another episode of Journey to the Chateau.
Nun für unsere Freunde im deutschsprachigen Raum, herzlich willkommen zu Journey to the Chateau.
In this episode we want to share with you some photos and ideas that we have for our Chateau Farmhouse Cottage.
The farmhouse, or la ferme, that belongs to the chateau is to the left of the left wing when you look at the front of the chateau, right opposite from the pond and the second potager. So there's a teeny tiny road that goes by there. It's one car wide.
It is,
maybe
yeah,
a little
yeah.
wider, but that's it. So
Right.
It's really not a road that is used much.
No, it's a very low traffic road, yeah.
And it has two entrance doors to the front, and most of the floors on the interior are the original flagstone floors.
Right, and this is what we are going to use as a gîte, which is a rental, as a holiday rental basically.
Now, the nice thing about this is that this is already fully developed, well, almost fully developed. We would like to change and tweak some things, but theoretically this summer we could already rent this out. As for the location, this shows really well. So the front tower, one of the ones that's on the left side, with the secondary gate to the Cour d'Honneur, and the facade we're seeing there with the tall roof, that is the left wing of the chateau. And
It's the end of the garage, yes.
yes, it's the end of the garage, and we are planning to use about a little over half of that as a workshop. So to have our woodworking equipment in there, saws and all that. So it's a really nice space. And then to the left of that is the la ferme, the farmhouse. Lots of windows. The entire roof is not developed, so that's all available space. Now, looking at the front of the farmhouse, there is this beautiful rose. We have no idea what we'll find. We've seen many pictures from the back and the front. The courtyard, the Cour d'Honneur, actually has roses in it as well.
Right, and other flowers that were in bloom. So
Yes.
it's going to be, we sort of already talked about when we're first there, we're going to have to sort of see what happens through the season to what is already there before we make any really big decisions about what we're going to add or what needs to come out or where it needs to move to.
Right, and then we know on the back side of the chateau, so there are irises.
Right.
There are a lot of roses that are beautiful. Which we can add to, but we first need to get a feel for what's there before we can actually plan the garden. Now that's different from our vegetable garden.
Right.
Because that has already, there's already an established spot for it. Now everything is overgrown, and we're going to do a no-dig garden. But yeah, that's going to be really exciting to live there and see what is actually there. Looking at the back of the farmhouse, there is already a little patio. It's completely overgrown, but it's a patio that's in existence. And this farmhouse has been a rental property for many years already.
This photo is showing a full view of the back of the farmhouse cottage, and you can see starting on the right, that is the storage shed that's a lean-on, which is very large and with a small door, and like many of them, we have no idea what's inside of there.
Nope.
Right there in the middle is a small shed, and to the left of that you see the small building that is the chapel. The chapel itself has a small lean-on it as well. Once again, we have no idea what might be inside of that.
Now, at the back side of the big barn, there is a lean-on roof as well, which is not small. It's huge.
Right.
And at some point, a tree has fallen on parts of it, so it's not quite it's not quite usable.
Right.
However, we've looked at this, so we might be able to use basically clear plastic roof and use this as our greenhouse. So that would be fantastic to pre-grow vegetables or plants. And there are beyond that, or besides that, there are 2 more lean-on sheds.
Right.
So a lot of leaning going on here. This is a beautiful picture because you can see this teeny tiny road that goes by. On the right front is the pond, or little mini lake. And beyond that is the second potager. So it's a big piece of land that was just for vegetables. And on the left side, again, that entire farmhouse, it's big.
The Chateau Farmhouse Cottage building consists of a lean-on storage shed, an open kitchen, dining, and living room area, 3 bedrooms, and a full bathroom with a separate water closet. The right end of the building has its own separate entrance and is currently not a developed living area. Now entering the Farmhouse Cottage, this is the front hallway.
Has the original flagstones in it. So they're about, 150 years old.
Yeah.
Really pretty. And, this always, again, has been lived in. So it's really cute.
Yeah. And in really good shape, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the left of the front hallway is the large area that includes the kitchen dining area and the living room.
It's a very large room. Again, the original flagstones are in it. It has a window to the front, window to the back. The fireplace was converted to an insert energy efficient, and that kitchen with the subway tiles is really quite pretty. That was actually really lovely to see. Now it has a shaker style kitchen, as we call this here, quite modern and really fit. It just fits there so beautifully.
It works great. We're not planning on changing anything about that.
No,
at least not right away. Definitely not.
And if all else fails, we can always go into this kitchen and cook.
That's true.
The farmhouse has a full bathroom with a washing machine in it, and it also has a water closet next to it. Fully functioning, all of it.
Right.
Now, maybe not the color.
Right.
A little tweaking there.
Yeah, we may need to change a little bit in paint color and design, but other than that, it's fantastic that it has that complete of a full bathroom in it.
Right, and of course that's the fun part, to make it our own.
Right.
And not it's every new house, is an opportunity for creativity to emerge.
Right. This is one of the first bedrooms in the Farmhouse Cottage, and it's actually the smallest of all the bedrooms.
It's tiny. Well, it's not that tiny, but it's really a small bedroom. Sorry about the shutters being closed. This overlooks looks towards the road and the garden. Now here, I love greens. For a small room to pick really, really dark wall paint, or no.
Yeah. We definitely need to try to make this a lot lighter and brighter.
Yes. This is the second bedroom. It is from the front to the back. Beautiful light. It's really nice. All original flagstone floors. There is nothing that we don't like about this room. Now there is a door.
Right. So the door that you see here, this is a I would say that it was probably about 5 feet tall, which is about 1.5 meters tall.
Yep.
And actually, I went through the door and went in, and you didn't, did you?
No.
And so what you'll see is when you go through this small door, you actually go into the third bedroom. So once you open up this door, it actually has a couple of steps down, and then you go into what is the orange bedroom of the small cottage.
Which was probably used to be one of the stables for whatever animal. We don't know.
Right.
Clearly this needs to have some work done because it does not make any sense that you have a large bedroom and you have to pass through the bedroom, ducking down or crawling through a really small door. None of us are hobbits, so it's not for us to get to this very pretty next bedroom, which is large. Now you see this with shutters almost closed, so it's actually pretty. There's a lot of light in there.
Right.
It's a lovely room. Maybe not in what's that color? Apricot, peach, something.
Yeah.
But just so a lot of options. Really nice, but of course we had some ideas already. Didn't we?
Right.
So, thinking about that large bedroom, or from front to back, maybe it's not that large, but in any case, there's this small hobbit door. I think we're thinking about closing that off and putting a staircase into this the left side and one to the right on the right side of the cottage to have access to the roof and build out on each side, on the left side, a bedroom and a bathroom. So we have the left side with 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and it's very nicely self-contained. And on the right side, that big bedroom, we don't know what we're gonna do, but there will be stairs to the upstairs, the first floor, and then we can use the entire space above the workshop and the garage as bedrooms and bathrooms for the right side. So we would have actually 2 gîtes there instead of
Right.
one.
Because what we haven't been able to show you is, when you remember from the outside of the cottage, there's actually 2 doors that face that front road. And so there is actually a second door, which we don't have photos or anything of the inside of that area. So for us, it's a bit of an unknown for the cottage, but it is that it seems to make more sense that this orange bedroom would sort of become part of the second part of the cottage, because the rest of the cottage isn't very large. So if we're able to include the attic areas as second floors with additional bedrooms or bathrooms to both of these, then we would have 2 separate, pretty nice size gîtes in this farmhouse cottage.
Yes, and using the space above the garage would really quite beautifully increase the living space for the farmhouse cottage, and having 2 smaller cottages. And one of the ideas was to turn the entire cow shed into a 5 or 6 bedroom gîte. So that would be for 10 to 16 people. I don't know how we were going to do this, but that is one idea we are having or we're contemplating. Mind you, this is all before we're there.
So anything can change, anything can happen, right?
A lot can change, and I think that's a good thing. So we're relatively.
Yeah, we're not committed to anything. We're pretty open to any kind of a change in the ideas.
Yes, and I think that's important, so that we can have ideas and we can let our creativity flow.
Yeah.
And one of the first ideas we had was to convert the entire right wing of the front court into a gîte. And then we were saying, well, what about the people? So if we have, let's just say there's a whole family reunion, you have 12 or 14 people, where are they going? So they're just sitting in the front yard. That's just no, that just wasn't quite what we imagined for us to be a great vacation spot.
Right.
So hence we're rethinking things and coming up with ideas, and that's a lot of fun to do.
It is, and actually, if anyone has any ideas, we'd be happy to hear what anyone else has to say about what we can do with the buildings.
Please, there's someone I don't know if I can name that person, but we're talking about in our last vlog about the library, and we weren't quite sure about. We had an idea that it was, 1819, 1900, so late Victorian, early Art Nouveau wallpaper. And so there were actually, and thank you so much, there were 2 viewers who, one's an art historian and said, yes, this is indeed around 1900. And so knowing that this wallpaper is already over 120 years old, that will be something we need to see if we can save it.
Right.
But if we can, we will. Because it's, I know it's from around 1750, the room itself. And who knows what we're going to would find behind it. But these are all things we like to think about because it's kind of good mental exercise. Thank you for watching. So this is our farmhouse. We're excited now. As you have heard, we are pondering a lot of things. So if you have any ideas, any input, please do not hesitate to let us know.
Yeah, and we will see you next time.
Oh, good Lord, yes. See you next week.
Bonne journée.
Good night.
Bye. If you enjoyed this video, please use the like feature to let us know. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our Journey to the Chateau YouTube channel if you would like to see more. Once you've subscribed, you can tap the notification bell in order to ring it, which will allow you to receive all notifications from our channel. Thank you.